people just be jealous of what they feel like they can't have. The Next Door Podcast. Welcome back to the Next Door Podcast. I am Bestie Next Door, and I'm like your bestie next door. If you like your tea to be extra, extra sweet, then this place is not for you, because we like our tea to be sweet and bitter. Sweet enough that it goes down, bitter enough to wake us up. Guys, oh my God, we are in November, and once we start getting to Thanksgiving, the year is practically over. So I feel like this year went by so fast, and I feel like collectively 2024 was the year of truth. It's just been a lot, and I really feel like 2025 is going to be the year of like everybody reaping what they sow. It's very, very important for you now to start planting your seeds now. So by 2025, you will reap what you sow. The Baddie Blueprint will help you with your level up journey, whether it be physical, mental, energetically. Digital Blueprint has leveling up plus how to make money with TikTok shop, stocks, real estate. You know, there's so many different things in that digital blueprint that will truly help you achieve your financial goals. And I've been learning a lot about Jews, and I've been so intrigued with how they manifest things and how they're so successful. We're going to get into that. Let's get into today's topic. I don't want it to seem like I'm just trying to pour everything in the beginning. Let's just get to today's topic. So I don't want to drink too much today, and I'm trying not to drink too much because I am trying to get to my goal weight. I got 22 pounds to go, and I'm at my goal weight, and I want to get there by December. So I'm not pregnant, because I know some people are like, oh my gosh, she didn't drink on her episode. She's not drinking her bestie cocktail. Something is up. Nothing is up. Okay. Yeah. Just trying to get the body more snatched. Yeah. Because Capricorn season is coming, and I want to be, I don't like being too thick. I like to be slim thick. Like, I don't want to be too thick, right? Because I think about when you age and when you get pregnant, like how I was when I was pregnant the last time and I was really, really heavy. I don't want to get that big again, even though I looked really good pregnant, but still, you know, it's better to make sure you're at a healthy weight. So if you gain weight, it's easier to control it than as opposed to you being big. And when you add weight, it's like, it's very noticeable, right? So that's why I'm like, I want to lose 22 pounds. When I lose 22 pounds, I'll be like my ideal weight for my height, because I am 5'8". I'm pretty tall. I know I look short online, but I'm actually tall in person. That's why I like tall men. Hello. But yeah, I want to get to that goal weight so I could be like, you know, I'm a stallion. I'm considered a stallion because I'm 5'8", but I want to be that, you know, like just a little bit more how I used to be, you know, how I was before pregnancy, how I was a little bit more slimmer before. That's how I want to get to. I want to get back to that. So anyways, without further ado, I'm just going to have me some Cabernet blush as rose wine. And any of you know me, and if you've been listening to me for a long time, you know rose wine is my fave. And of course, I have me some water as well, because again, I don't really intend to drink too much, and I'm trying to slow down on alcohol, because alcohol does affect your diet. So I'm just gonna have a little sip, a little something little, just to you know what I'm saying, yeah. So the wine glasses in the house is broken, and I need to go and buy a new set of wine glasses. So right now I'm going to manage this for now, because I don't want to use a red cup, because I feel like a red cup will be a little bit too tasteless. So at least this looks like Hennessy, right? At least it looks like Hennessy. Yeah. So just pouring a little bit. Don't want too much. Just want to, you know. So now in today's episode, we're talking about how not to be jealous of other people's success. I feel like this topic is very, very important, because I think that a lot of times people are so busy giving other people evil eye based off of what they've accomplished this year. And I just think it's something we need to talk about. And a lot of people try to act like, no, I'm not jealous, but sometimes they do, it do be given jealousy. It literally do be given jealousy. And I think, you know, people look at jealousy as a negative emotion, but we all somehow, some way feel jealousy, and it's completely normal. I want to tell you, it's completely normal. Now, envy and hate is a whole different thing. Jealousy is a current emotion, but envy, like when you envy someone, you hate someone, you want to bring them down, that's too strong of an emotion. But jealousy is something very normal. Like, you can see a girl who has a nice ass body or have your goal body, and you're like, damn, I'm jealous of her. But it's not like you're jealous of her like, oh, you're trying to find something wrong with her. No, it's more so you're jealous of, damn, she's at where I want to be. When you're jealous of someone, you're jealous because they have something that you don't have, or they're somewhere at a point in life where you inspire to be. So let's just talk about how not to be jealous of people's success. And I felt jealousy of somebody earlier this year, and it wasn't like jealous of her looks or anything like that. It was just jealous. I can't even say jealous. I personally I really don't feel, the reason why me personally, I don't really feel jealousy towards anyone is more so because I already understand how life is, and I understand the algorithm of life. And that's what I want to share with you guys. You guys got to understand the algorithm of life. Most of the time, some of you are jealous of what you don't have, but you don't know that the fact that you're even seeing what you want and you don't have it just yet is a sign that it's coming close. But a lot of you frustrate the universe with, seeing somebody with a nice body and you're jealous. All of a sudden, you don't even realize that later that day you end up overeating or breaking your diet. So a lot of things is energy. And again, I don't want to make it seem like jealousy is like a bad thing, because again, there's no one on this universe that can say they have not felt jealousy at least once. And I felt it once too, but it's all about how you control your jealousy. Now let's get into the tips. First thing in not being jealous of someone is identifying that you're jealous. A lot of you try to mask jealousy with, oh no, but she thinks she's that, with hating. Yeah. A lot of you mask jealousy with hating. Some people love, like for example, right? Some girls, I've been noticing some negative comments, and the negative comments is just jealousy. And it's just like, okay, some girl would be like, oh, but yeah, but you got a BBL or you got lipo. And it's like, girl, you just say you're jealous. Just say that you're mad because you're fupa, you got a big ass stomach, and you wish you could afford lipo. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? Some people literally mask jealousy with hating and snide comments. So you have to first of all identify that you're jealous. Like, okay, I'm jealous. Like, I actually feel jealous, and it's okay. Like, I feel jealous. All right, what is making you feel jealous? Identify what is making you feel jealous. Oh, this person has something that I want. This person is where I would want to be. When you can identify what you're jealous about, then you got to shift your focus. A lot of time, when it comes to being jealous of someone's lifestyle or relationship, you don't know the trials and tribulations that person has gotten to get to where they are today. Everybody has a story. There's no road to life that's easy. Everybody has a story as to where they've started, as to how it went, how their journey was. Once you understand your jealousy, then you could start identifying the effect it has on you. Like, you should not be so jealous of someone to the point that you can't concentrate, that you're literally becoming a stalker. Some people would be so jealous of someone and stalk every single thing, and that's very bad. So when you identify that, okay, I'm actually jealous of this person's relationship, like I wish I had that, immediately remove yourself from that situation, because you know how it's going to make you feel. You're going to start being a stalker. You're going to start giving them evil eye, and all those things. It's like you're sending the wrong message to the universe. You're actually sending the wrong message to the universe. That's why it's very important for you to know how to control your emotions. Like, controlling your emotions doesn't always have to be about a man. It doesn't have to always be, oh, man. Sometimes it could just be just the way you think, the way you react to things, whether outside of men. When you see things that you want that you can't get right now. So it's so important. That's why I always tell you guys to learn how to control your emotions, because you knowing how to control your emotions as a woman, you're very powerful, because you can identify anytime you feel some type of way, you know how and what is making you feel that type of way, and you know how to handle it in a healthy way. Hello. Another tip to not be jealous of other people's success is to celebrate others' success. For example, you may not know someone personally, but you celebrating someone else's success, you're sending the right message to the universe. You got to understand, guys, the universe is an algorithm. The universe will always give you what you put out. Your emotions are the signal to the universe. So whatever you decide to tune into is what the universe is going to show you. So when you start celebrating other people's success, like, oh my God, I'm so happy for her. She lost weight. Oh my God, she looked freaking good. You celebrating her. You even showing your friends like, oh my God, see her. Like, oh my God, I'm so inspired. The universe is going to respond in a positive way. That's why it's important to don't be jealous of anybody's success, because when you're jealous of somebody else's success, you're dimming your own light, and you don't know. You wouldn't know, because again, you don't know how to control your emotions. So because you don't know how to control your emotions and you're jealous of somebody else's success, you're going to be so gloomy. You're going to start beating yourself up like, damn, how come I can't look like that? Or how come I can't make that kind of money? Boom. Once you start feeling like that, the universe is going to keep on giving you more problems to feed what you're feeding it, because the universe is always going to reflect what's inside. So that's why when you see someone online, even though you don't know them personally, you don't have to only celebrate your friend's success or family. Celebrate people you don't even know. Like, oh my God, I'm so happy for her. Like, she finally got a new house. Oh my God, she got a new car. You saying these things is like you're tuning into positivity. So now the universe is like, oh, okay, she's happy because she's celebrating. Okay, let me give her something to celebrate about. That's how you got to trick the algorithm being the universe. Like, you got to see the similarities between social media algorithm and life algorithm. A lot of things that happen to us is just a reflection, bad or good. And it's so sad to say, but our feelings and our tongue has a lot of power and we really undermine it. There's a lot of things that I've said to myself in the past, bad, and it actually happened because I was so, like, I was really putting my energy, my mind to it, and I was being negative. And there's a lot of good things that I've said to myself that actually manifested. So that's also like how you manifest in a way, by not being too jealous of other people's success and celebrating. I think that a lot of times people will just be jealous of what they feel like they can't have. And when you feel like you can't have it, you're not going to get it. So there's no real reason, when you think about it, there's no real reason to be jealous of somebody because you can also get it as well. It's just all about timing. The problem with most people is they're not patient enough to wait for the thing to manifest. Everybody's always rushing. And you really can't blame, I really can't blame society as a whole because of social media. We have TikTok, we have Instagram. Everything is happening so fast. Nobody's taking a breath and saying, you know what? Where I am right now, I actually manifested this. I actually wanted to be where I'm at right now. Everybody's looking for the end goal and not realizing that where your feet are right now was once what you prayed for, whether it be being at peace, even though you may not have all the money you want in the world, but you may be at peace. You may have clear skin. Your hair may be long. Your stomach may be flat. Or in contrast, you may have a lot of money, but you may not have a man. But you was once praying for having a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? So everything is all a step. Everything's all a step. And I want you guys to understand, when I keep telling you guys trust the process, because if you don't trust the process and you don't have faith in what it is you're doing or the goals you're trying to achieve in life, you're never going to get there. And I want you guys to understand that when you have a lot of anxiety and you worry a lot, you are sending the wrong message to the universe. So in order for you to send the right message, you have to be at peace. When people ask me, what do I use for my skin? The main formula to my skin being clear and me just looking glowing and me just looking happy is peace. Peace of mind. Peace of mind will give you the best skin, the best aura, the best attitude. Because let me tell you something, there's a lot of women that have a lot of money in this world, and because they're not at peace, their skin, it shows. It shows like you look older. Some women make a lot of money, but because they're so stressed out, they look older. See, let me say this. Let me clock this real quick. It's very okay to be motivated by someone. It's another thing when you want to be completely like that person. Like you watch their life, you stalk their life. You're like, oh my God, I want to be like her. No, be yourself. Nobody can be best at being you, and you can't be best at being somebody else. Clock it. Hello. I want you guys to understand that. I don't want it to this episode, I just didn't want to talk about men, because I feel like it's getting, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's getting tiring, like talking about men. I want us to like have these kind of like bestie conversations, these type of intellectual conversations where we talk about the things that are uncomfortable, which is jealousy and envy, which is very common amongst women and friends. Sometimes your friends can be jealous of you. Your friends can literally be jealous of the littlest things that you have. Maybe you have a man and they don't have a man, or maybe your body looks good and their body's not looking good. And if you're that friend that's jealous of your friend because she has a man, or because her body looks good, or because she got a new job, or because she's making money, I want to tell you this. Understand that she can't fit your shoes and you can't fit her shoes. You can't walk the same mile she walked in, and she can't walk the same mile that you walked in. There's a lot of things that you have as a person, your character, your energy, that she can be jealous of as well. So when you start understanding that you are your own person. You are destined to be great. You have your own destiny, and no one can rob you off of your destiny. You cannot walk in somebody else's destiny. Then you stop feeling jealousy and envy. Let me tell you guys something. You guys know I have a story for everything. Years ago, before I even became Bestie Next Door, I used to be jealous. And I wouldn't say jealous to the point where I'm salty. Like I'm like, oh, jealous. Like I'm like, oh yeah, that bitch. Da, da, da. Nah, I used to be jealous. This is why I was jealous. I was jealous because there's some girls that had things that I didn't have. And it wasn't a man, because men were never my problem. It was always like nice bags, shoes, going on I'm talking about expensive vacations, like going on yachts. Like I would sometimes feel jealous. Like, oh, I remember one time I had this friend at the time, right? And I wasn't jealous of her, but I want to say, let me just call it jealousy. But it was never jealousy of her, like of her as a person. It was because of the things she was doing at the time. And I know at that time of my life, I was really at a down. When I tell you I was down, bitch, I was down. So that's why, like, when you guys ask me certain questions, I have an answer for everything. Is because I literally been through a lot. And it's not that I'm like, most times people try to tell you what they feel like makes sense, but different when the person has actually experienced the same thing you experienced, right? So I was really down, and my friend was like Chanel bags. Guys were buying her Chanel bags, flying her out, all these nice things. And I was just like, I was so driven by material things. You know what's the word? I don't want to say jealousy. It was validation. I wanted her validation so bad. Like, I wanted to be like, it was getting to a point where I know I didn't have it, but I wanted to, like, force anybody around me or do whatever just to get the same thing. So I felt like I was on the same level. And it came to a point in life, a lot of times people project how they feel. You would know how somebody feel based off how they project. So I'll give you an example. I remember one time she was having a good time and she was on vacation, and I wrote her and I was like, oh, are you truly happy? She's like, yeah, I'm happy. What do you mean? Like, why are you asking me, am I happy? But that's how I felt. I was projecting. I was asking myself, are you truly happy? Because you're not happy right now, that you're not even on that trip, that you're sitting here broke as hell. Yeah, bestie. Yeah. So when she said that, I caught myself. I'm like, why would I be asking her if she's happy and she's on vacation having a good time? Like, does that make sense? So when I started identifying that, I'm getting jealous, I had to do that deep work and understood what was making me feel jealous. Her lifestyle. I wanted that. I wanted the Chanel bags. I wanted the expensive, lavish vacations any time of the year. That's what I wanted. But was it my time? Is the question. A lot of times we want things, but it's not the time, because we have a lot of self-development to do before we get the things that we want. So now, of who I am today, let me tell you guys something. I used to care so much about designer, Chanel bags, I'm Fendi, blah, blah, blah. Not saying I don't have, a little couple designer bags. Not saying that. But it doesn't consume me as it did before. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of young girls right now that's consumed with the whole Chanel or expensive vacations, to the point where they end up losing good men all because they can't afford to give them an Hermes bag or take them to Tulum, all these things. Don't rush your process. I want to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you this from experience. Do not rush your process. Your journey is completely different. You may get to a point in life, you will get to a point in life where the same people that you were jealous of, the same girls you were looking around like, oh my God, I'm so jealous, I can't even get this, I can't even get that, they'll start looking at you like, damn. And Chanel, all these designer things that all the girls want, it's just material. It don't mean a goddamn thing. What matters the most is your character. And you want people to be jealous of something they know they can never get. Your character, your personality. That's what you want. You don't want people to be jealous of you because, and again, this episode may not get to millions of women. My girls that are listening, is meant to touch you. You want people not to be jealous of the material things, because they can always afford that. They can always eventually get that. You want them to look at you and admire your personality, your character, your charisma. Those are the things that you cannot buy. You cannot buy a good personality. You cannot buy charisma. You cannot buy generosity. But you can buy Chanel, you can buy Fendi, you can buy Prada, you can buy all of that. So that's why it's so important for you not to be jealous of people's success, because you may not be ready for the problems they are currently facing. Because best to believe, the more money you make, the more problems. So although they look successful on the outside, you don't know the demons, devils, problems they're fighting that you couldn't even fight, because it looks shiny on the outside, but you don't know what it is in the inside. You gotta be very, very mindful of that. Like, you know what? When you look at somebody, it's okay. Again, like I mentioned, it's okay to admire, but do not envy. Envy and hate is a very bad thing. Jealousy is a temporary emotion. You could be jealous of somebody in a second and snap out of it. But when you envy and hate someone, that is a heavy emotion. And I don't want any of you guys to envy and hate someone. Jealousy, normal. We're girls. We could be like, oh my God, her hair is so nice. Her hair is so long. Right? We can be jealous of a girl having longer hair than us. It's completely normal. But you can grow your hair to her length as well. You can end up growing your hair to her length. But some of you be like, oh no, my hair can't grow that long because my hair can't grow that long. No, you don't have the patience. You don't have the patience, the consistency. You don't know how much effort she took into growing her hair. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like the journey to where the person is, you don't know what they had to do to get there. And you may not be willing to do what they did to get to where they got to in life. So don't envy someone. Admire and say, you know what? I'm going to count my blessings. Even though my hair is not to my butt, but I still got hair on my head. I'm not bald headed. Yeah. Even though I'm not the skinniest I would like to be, at least I have a nice body. At least I can get there. I may not have all the nice designer bags, but at least I have nice clothes. At least I have quality clothes. Yeah. You got to start counting your blessings. The more you count your blessings, the more the universe is going to bless you. Hello. Take a little sip because you guys see, I'm really not trying to drink like that. Really not trying to drink like that. Really not that. The last thing I want to say in how to not be jealous of somebody else's success is to that retrospect with yourself and look at how far you came. Look at how far you came. Look at where you're going to. Sometimes we're so focused on where we're going to that we don't even know how far we came. We don't even look at how far we came. That's a word. You don't know when you're going to leave this earth. You don't know. But be thankful of how far you've came. And, I want to say this about myself. Sometimes I look at other creators. I'm like, oh, my God, how does this person have this much followers? Or, oh, my God, how? And then I say, bestie, how could you ask how? Their journey and your journey is completely different. Look at how far you came. Now, as I told you guys the story about my friend with being jealous of the Chanel bags and the trips, look at how far I came from then to now. Financially, mentally, spiritually, physically, from then to now. So when I started thinking about those things, I'm like, that's crazy. I couldn't believe that time I was actually jealous because this person. And now when I see girls that, let's say they have a Hermes bag, I don't feel jealous. I don't be like, oh my God, I'm jealous or I'm insecure because she has a Hermes bag and my bag is not as expensive. I don't care because my energy is expensive. My aura is expensive. The way I popped out is expensive. Yeah. I can always buy your Hermes bag, but can you buy my personality? Can you buy my aura? Can you buy my energy? Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Hello. That's how you have to start thinking. Don't look at girls that carry expensive things or have an expensive lifestyle because you can always buy it. But what they can't buy is your aura, your personality, and your spirit. They can't buy. Those are things you can't buy. But you can always buy a Chanel bag. You can always buy a G-Wagon. You can always buy a nice house. You can always buy a Rolex. You can always buy an AP. You can always buy a Patek Philippe. You can always buy all these things. All these things are achievable. It's not hard to get. So why would you be jealous of their material success? Or why would you be jealous of that girl's relationship? You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. She may be showing, oh my God, my husband, my boyfriend, my love, my this and that. And he may be knocking her head in between the dryer. Yeah. So you're sitting there jealous like, oh my God, her boyfriend buys her all this stuff. But he may be a serial cheater. He may be dogging her out. He may be emotionally, financially, mentally abusing her. Would you be able to deal with that? Absolutely not. So don't ever be jealous of what you see on the outside because it's never what it seems to be in the inside. The problems that person is dealing with, you probably can't even trust it. And you got to always remember, God will never give you more than you can handle. So if he knows you can't handle $1 million right now, he's not going to give it to you right now. Because why? He wants to make sure you are developed enough so when you do receive the $1 million, you don't squander it. You don't become a drug addict. You don't become over cocky. You remember how hard it was to achieve it, so you value it more. Hello. Am I saying a word? I think I'm saying a word. I'm saying a word. And I'm going to read like 3 dilemmas. I don't want to read too much dilemmas because this episode is not really about, men, but we need some kicks and giggles. So let me read some of these dilemmas. All right. Hey, bestie, how can we become obsessed with ourselves? How can we make ourselves a priority? That's actually a good one. The best answer and the shortest answer I can tell you on how I became obsessed with myself and how I would advise somebody else to be obsessed with themselves is to spend a lot of time alone. Yeah. A lot of times you don't realize it, but you don't even like your own company. You always want to be with your friend. You always want to call your friend at the slightest inconvenience. No, sometimes handle it yourself and just talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Be with yourself. Enjoy your own company. Enjoy not having anybody call and text you. I swear to God, when you get to that point in life, you are obsessed with yourself because it's like, oh, I could be at home on a Friday night. You're not sitting there looking at other girl groups and like, oh my God, I wish I had friends to go out with. Oh my God, I need to be with my friend or I need to call somebody. No, you're like, oh, You're like, oh, I'm about to go to the store. I'm about to get me some steak. I'm about to get me a good glass of wine. I'm about to have my self-care and put on a good movie and enjoy my time with myself. And it gets to a point where when your friends want you to go out, you're like, because I'm so obsessed with my own self that it's like, do I really want to go out? Now it's like, you pick and choose the events you go to because you enjoy yourself. You're not just going anywhere. You're being exclusive with your time and your energy. And when you start spending more time with yourself and you're okay with not talking to people, and I'm not saying like you deliberately like ignore people, but you're okay if you don't speak to someone for like a day or two. Like you're okay with that. Like, okay, if I don't hear from someone for a day or two, I'm okay with that because I'm so occupied in myself. When you spend more time with yourself, you end up prioritizing yourself because you have no choice. You have nobody else to prioritize. You're not thinking about your friend. You're not thinking about your man. None of that. You don't care about what's going on in your friend life. You're not thinking about none of that. You're thinking about yourself. So my best advice to be obsessed with yourself is to spend more time with yourself. When you spend more time with yourself, you prioritize yourself more. Very simple, very mindful. Very simple, very mindful. Yeah, hello. Hey, bestie, I'm 23. It's a long story. So I was talking to this guy for a month. He lives in Atlanta. I'm in Jersey. So I flew to him. We're both cops. So I knew he had worked night shifts, but he told me he would take off that Saturday. So I said, okay. I'm at his house. And on Saturday, he went to work and couldn't take off, I guess. So Sunday, when I left, I sent him a paragraph. And this is the paragraph she quotes. I took time out of my life and money out of my pocket to come see you, but you barely spent any time with me. Now the day I leave, you couldn't even take me to the airport. That's rubbing me the wrong way, not gonna lie. Shit makes me feel like just a booty call or something. I truly allowed myself to be vulnerable with you, and now it just feels like a slap in the face. That's the paragraph she sent to him. And she said, he replied saying, I'm selfish, and started ignoring me because he was mad at me. So then we had a trip booked in Miami at the end of the month and hotel. He buys another hotel away from me. And then he told me that he's done with me. I'll admit, I did blow up his phone calling it multiple times, so I'll apologize. But he won't talk to me, and he didn't block my number. And we still follow each other on social media accounts. And then he sends me 2 paragraphs about how he's done with me, but ends it with hopefully one day we can be friends. And then he watches everything I post. And he went to Miami with another female. What did I do wrong? Okay, my baby girl. What you did wrong was, first of all, ignoring your obligations to go see him. Rule number 1. I always tell you guys this. Never, ever stop your plans for a man. Never. No. Never stop your plans for a man because a man will never stop his plans for you. That's a clear example of what I be talking about. When a man has something planned, best to believe he's going through with his plan. So you should not stop your plans for him because he's not going to do it for you. And that's the mistake a lot of women make. A lot of women make the mistake of, oh, well, I stopped my plans for you, so you should do the same for me. No, baby girl. He didn't beg you. He didn't ask you to. You decided to. And even if he asked you to, you decided to stop your plans. So that was the first mistake. The second mistake was thinking that he's going to stop making money because you're in town. You're a cop. So you should already understand the obligations of being a cop. So that's the mistake you already made by writing him that long ass paragraph and saying, oh, I stopped making money to make time for you, blah, blah, blah. He already sees you to be problematic. You're young, you're 23, so you're still learning. You went wrong by one, trying to come in between his money. And I think that's the number one thing that probably was a red flag to him. You tried to come in between his career. That was the problem. That was a red flag for him. So if I were you, I would kind of let it blow over and didn't even say anything to him. And when the time comes, you guys will talk about it again. And then you would say, you know what? I'm actually wrong for saying what I said to you and sending you that paragraph. I do understand how you feel about him not taking you to the airport. I totally understand that. However, you are a cop. So you have to understand how it is to be a cop. You know that cops that work night shifts, sometimes they end up working extra hours because they have to put in a report. You know how it goes. So if any other girl should have understood his career, it should have been you because you are in the same career field as him. So it's like being a cop is like, all right, my work is already hard. He's thinking my work is already hard. Why would I want to date somebody that's going to make my life difficult, my personal life difficult? It just doesn't make sense. He would rather be with a girl that understands and will make his life more easier and more peaceful because, again, he's a cop. So His job is already difficult. So why would he want to date a girl that's difficult as well, complaining about time when she already knows he don't have that much time? And the little time him inviting you to come over was him trying to squeeze himself and say, you know what, just come over. At least when I come off for work, I'm gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he tried to like squeeze it in. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you should have understood that, but that's okay. You're learning. You're young. You're still growing. What I would just tell you is, don't ever in life, as a woman, cancel your plans for a man, because a man will never, ever cancel his plans for you. Work, friends, he's not canceling it, especially when it comes to money. You should not sit there, and this is a general advice, you should not sit there and say, oh, you know what, I was with my man on Sunday, I don't feel like going to work, I'm going to call off. You think that man going to call off? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to hang out with the girls today, I'm going to just hang out with my man. When it's time for him to go with the boys, woof, 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 woof. He's out the door, flying. Phew, out the door. So, again, this goes back to making sure you keep your identity, keep your life outside of your man. Hello. Let's be the last. Hey, bestie, I'm 47. Hello, I love your post. Thank you, my girl. I'm in a relationship with a man. He's in LA and I'm in Canada. He was so caring and a loving person. Then I found out he's seeing his ex and dating her. You see, this is why we're talking about with these long distance relationships. He says, I love you both, but you are far. Lately, I got him mad. He's a bit cold to me. Honestly, I'm suffering mentally and emotionally. I don't know what to do. When I call, he talks normal to me and I don't know what to do. I'm far and I can't control things anymore. What can you advise? On weekends, he disappears for hours. He doesn't want me to ask him what he's doing. He has to lie to me so that he doesn't hurt my feelings. And I know every time he's lying. Above all this, he supports me financially. Okay, so babes, he supports you financially while you guys are in a long distance relationship. Babes, you're worrying about the wrong thing. Yeah. You're worrying about the wrong thing. Because I always tell you guys, long distance relationships cannot work. Because why? A man is going to wander. You're not close enough for him. So you know what he's going to do? He's going to be like, you know what? Let me call that girl Felicia. Hey, Felicia, what you doing? Come over, babes. Come over. She's going to be at the house. And men are so conniving that you can literally be calling him and he would answer the phone in front of Felicia and tell Felicia, shh, 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 shh. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, babe. Yeah, I'm just going to sleep. Yeah, I'll call you back. The fact that he's taking care of you financially, that should be the number one thing in your head. Once he stops that should be a problem. But although he may not talk to you on weekends and he go ghost on weekends, you do the same thing. Play the same game. I promise you, if you start allowing him to start looking for you and calling you more, he's going to be so focused on what you're doing because he's guilty, because he knows he's not doing the right thing. So now what you got to do is you got to take a step back. Take a step back and now say, you know what, I feel like, and it don't have to be that you're looking for a man in your city right now to, like, you know, occupy your time with, but take a step back and be more consumed with yourself and start thinking about, okay, maybe I need to get into the gym, maybe I need to get into some classes. There's so many things to do to occupy your time. Start going out, start going to events, start meeting new people. Do some more things that will mentally allow you to forget about you not speaking to him all the time. As long as he's still paying your bills, that's all that should matter. Trust and believe, when you take that 2-step back, he's going to start calling you. He's going to start calling you more. He's going to start staying on the phone more. He's going to start saying, oh, no, I want to hear you breathe. No, put it on speaker. FaceTime me and show me the whole house. It's going to start getting like that. Watch what I'm telling you. Follow the advice. Take 2 steps back and watch him take 2 steps forward. Hello. And on that note, I'm going to leave you guys with that. And in conclusion, what did we learn in this episode? Not to be jealous of other people's success because we don't know their story and we don't know the problems that they're facing that we can't even carry. Never cancel your plans for a man and never put a man before money. Yeah. Anytime you take 2 steps back from a man takes 2 steps forward. How you be obsessed with yourself is by spending more time with yourself. Yeah. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever audio platform you're listening from, thank you for listening. If you're watching here on YouTube, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And you guys already know the rest. Until we meet again.